Hello, party people. How are you doing this fine Monday evening? My name is Numi Blue. I'm just a free-floating star lady here for a good time, possibly eternal time, and welcome back, after almost 2 months of silence, to Roadwarden. It's been a hot minute, folks. It's been a hot minute. I thought I would play this faster, but I definitely didn't. To be totally fair with you people, there was a day I planned to play it, and then things happened. So I didn't play it that day. But, you know, life be wild, man. Life be wildin'. But I'm here. And if you don't remember what happened last time, boy howdy, you're not alone in that regard. I had to go back and rewatch my episode on YouTube, which you can as well. If you guys are interested in following my journey of my games along from the start, check out my YouTube channel, which is linked in a little about me below. You can watch Roadwarden Part 1. But don't worry, you don't have to right this second, because fellas, I gotcha with a recap. Don't worry, we'll get into that in a moment. We'll get to that. In the meantime, hey y'all, welcome in. What's up? What's shaking bacon? What's happening, captains? Hope you all have had I won't say great day, very decent day. You did not get me with that one, man. I wasn't even frightened a little, but also hi Twix, what's going on? How goes it? Hopefully you're doing well, or at least decent. I wish at least decency on everybody, you know? At least decency. I can't always hope for the best for people because that's asking too much sometimes, but, you know, I hope you've at least been decent, Twix. But yeah, we're back with Roadwarden. It's gonna be a lot of reading, so pretty much this is just Numi reading / ASMR stream, so get ready for my dulcet tones. But before we get into all that, as always, please let me know if I'm too loud or the music's too loud or vice versa or any which other way, because I do not want to harm your sweet little baby eardrums. That would be unfortunate all around. Yes, the dulcet tones of the num-nums. Exactly. I have not turned the game audio down this time, so the music's playing right now. I don't think it gets louder than this. When I was rewatching my VOD on YouTube today, I was like, the game, the music doesn't sound like loud in it. So, you know, I don't know what you people are hearing. I don't know what your life is, man. If you have opinions, make them known. Make them known. I'm here for it. But my opinions for now, unless someone contradicts me, is I like the music a lot, and I think you all should appreciate it too, because this game, thus far, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat, guys. It's pretty neat. Wolf the Traitor. Wolf is a lot of things. I can't confirm or deny. Wolf Twix the Traitor. The two kinds of traitor. Which one's the penultimate? Oh my gosh. Twix, you won the jump catch game? Holy guacamole. Wolf, you gotta get on it, man. Twix is coming for you. Twix is gonna get you. Twix is gonna catch up real fast at this point. Good job, Twix. Show Wolf who's boss. I do trade from now and then. You know, fair enough. In this game, I have traded as well. But, since no one's screaming at me being like, yo, the music's too loud, we're gonna get on with our... Oh, before I do that, again, you're gonna get 2 hours from me today, folks. That's all you get. 10 o'clock, I'm quitting this show. Okay? We're stopping it. You get 2 hours. 2 hours. Surprise stream from me. And I'm putting a hard stop to it. Hard stop. That's me telling you right now. Right now. I'm watching all of you. I'm watching all you fools and your shenanigans. Because I know how you get out of hand. I know it. I've been here long enough to know these things. You guys get out of hand. And you make me get out of hand. And we're all out of hand. I'm telling you. 2 hours. Okay. I've said my piece. I've counted to 3, said my piece. Wolf has wares, so you have coin. 10 o'clock a.m. night. You and your little jokester jokey. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hoo hoo. Willy Wonka. No. 10 o'clock p.m. We're gonna quit this because I got things I got to do. I got at least one more art fight piece I really want to finish before art fight ends and other blah 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 work stuff, blah blah blah, you know. So 10 o'clock. Also, hi GA, welcome in. Thank you for the water, everybody. This is gonna be the start. I had to refill my water up for this because I know there's gonna be a lot of talking. Hydrate, folks. Wolf, you starting us off and attacked me. That is just cruel and unusual. Well, it's not unusual, but it is cruel. How dare. Look, you just kicked me into the oblivion. Man. Man. Never forgive, never forget. Anyway, we have a recap to do. What's the recap? What even is this game? For those of you who don't know and weren't here for the first episode 2 months ago, this is Roadwarden. This is a pixelated RPG storytelling game, that kind of thing. I love the color palette. I don't know if I said that, I think the first one, but I'm going to say it again. I love the color palette. It's so beautiful. Look at the colors. I love them. That's how I show my affection. Just like how cats headbutt. Gizmo's a headbutt. He nibbles. He'll go for your soft fleshies. He'll go straight for your soft fleshies. And like your arm, not like your, just like the soft meat of your upper arm. He'll go right for it and wants to sink his little teethers into it. And I'm like, I don't feel very loved when you do that to me. But he does it anyway. But, Roadwarden. Who am I? I'm Numi, the Blue. I am the new Roadwarden. I'm a warrior. I got an axe. I beat stuff up, although I haven't done a lot of that so far. I've just kind of been wandering around. Why am I here? What's a Roadwarden? Roadwarden is this dude who goes around this area. Don't ask me for names, I totally forgot those. How's his tail? Still not great, but he has another doctor appointment on Friday, so, you know, we're gonna get a second opinion on that. You're also turning the game to doing some... We'll get to that. I have a little section about that on my recap, okay? You get ahead of yourself. We're doing a recap right now, okay? Here's me, Numi the Blue. That's my full name, Numi the Blue. I'm a Roadwarden. I'm here to do Roadwarden stuff. Why am I here doing Roadwarden stuff? Well, it's because this dude, Asterion, who was the previous Roadwarden, who was probably a dwarf, but no one's calling him a dwarf, went missing. Where'd he go? No one knows. People are like, man, it's really super weird he went missing because he was a super capable dude and was probably a dwarf because he had a beard and hair and all that stuff. And also he had a whole freaking family and he came up here to be a Roadwarden and I'm like, bruh, what your kids thinking about this? This is the most dangerous job in the world and you're up here being a Roadwarden? I'm like, what? So now I'm the Roadwarden. Why am I being the Roadwarden? Why am I following this dude's shady footsteps? Well, it's because I had a sister and she has a bunch of debts. This is Numi's sis. She's broke. A bunch of debts. I gotta go help her. How am I doing that? I'm here to wheel and deal, but in secret. Because a bunch of merchants are like, yo, we can maybe do stuff up there in that untamed, super wild place you're at if you could talk around and look at stuff while you're up there roadwardening. I got like 40 days. That's all I got to do this, but I gotta wheel and deal kinda in secret and see if it's worth their time. And then they're gonna be like, yo, your sister's debts forgiven. So I'm here, following in Asterian's footsteps. Who's with me? Bobbert the horse. Is Bobbert an actual horse? I'm not. I don't know about that. See, they keep calling it a horse. But the more I talk to anybody in this place, the more I think this horse is just a nightmare creature. Everyone's afraid of my horse. No one has seen a horse. Nobody knows what to do with a horse. People are like, bruh, what the heck is that? I know what a donkey is. What are you on? I'm like, this is my horse, Bobbert. People are like, that's a nightmare creature. So I'm Bobbert the horse, hesitant. Yeah. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Just like real life. Or is it fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. So your sister, I can't do that. And my headcanon, she ran away. So now I'm settled with her debts. So it's me and Bobbert the horse. What's a saurian? That's a lizard. Asterion had a saurian. I think it was his mount. I don't quite know what it looks like. My mind goes gecko, but it could be more dragon. But right now I'm thinking gecko. What am I doing in the Roadwarden stuff so far? So I met these soldiers at a soldier camp, including Tulia, who's the only one whose name I remember, but there were 3 of them. And they were like, yo, this place be wild. What do we do in this wild place? We're gonna give you some rope. Rope, super precious apparently. Dragon bone is the currency and rope is like hard to come by. I don't fully understand, man. But rope be wildin'. These people were like, you can have our super precious, super amazing, special secret rope because you're here to be road wardening and maybe find this dude who's missing and we want to find him. But also, like, you're kind of cool. And I'm like, hell yeah, give me your super precious rope. And also they were like, yo, as a road warden, you gotta go make sure you burn the dead bodies. Why? Because people just zombify, I guess. They just come back. So they're like, yo, as the specific road warden, this is, you have to go around and do other stuff, make friends, whatnot, all that stuff, but make sure you burn the dead bodies. Like, this was a whole scene where they were like, burn the dead people. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. After I met them, though, they were like, there's some other stuff ahead, but go to the inn. I'm like, cool, I'll go to the inn. I went to the inn. There were a bunch of people here. I did a bunch of things. I picked some berries. I lost a contest of strength, which made me super embarrassed. I traded. Tell them her debts aren't yours and kill whoever comes for you. I don't know who her debts are with. I just know that's the backstory I chose, incidentally. But anyway, I went to an inn. There were people there. I did a bunch of stuff. I learned some things. Such as, there's this enchantress, Eudosha, something like that. I don't know what her deal is. She sounds pretty neat. But also, maybe a little wild? I don't know. I also learned, yo, necromancers, we don't talk about them. Why don't we talk about them? I don't know. People got super sus and super sus of me when I was talking about them. Like, they got sus, but then they turned their sus on me. So then I looked like the sus one because I was asking about all these rumors about the necromancers that the soldiers told me about. So necromancers, we don't talk about them because that just makes people upset with me for some reason. I don't understand. But hot topic that we don't touch. We don't talk about the necromancers. That's the whole thing. Do not talk about the necromancers. Everybody just hates it when I talk about the necromancers. Not because they hate the necromancers apparently, but because they hate me talking about the necromancers. That's a lot. But I could not. Yeah. Also, there's crazy animals. Unicorns, were-elk, I don't even know what the heck else, stuff, howlers, runners, everything like that. Also, everyone's dying, because this place is wild. Everyone's dying, this place is crazy, I gotta make sure I burn the dead body on my way to Wheel and Deal. But also, everyone's dying. More than that, they said up ahead, what you'll find when you go off from here, since you're not going towards Eudosha, there's gonna be a goblin village. I went to the goblin village, it made my tummy hurt a lot. I don't know why. I wanted to not explore it. Game made me explore it. My tummy hurt a lot, and it's like, stop exploring the village now. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. After that, I found this weird tree and an altar, and I tried to make an offering, and it didn't work. And I'm like, yo, that's a weird tree and an altar, and this didn't work. Moving on from there, I went to Hallersdale, which is basically the city equivalent, and I couldn't decide what accent to give the people. I think I went from like deep south to British to, I don't know, but I think they were supposed to be kind of like Scottish/Irish, somewhere in between that. And I totally lost it. But also I had a romantic scene with a guard where we both sat together on a palisade and we stared out across the land and we talked about our feelings and we were basically holding hands. This was an actual thing that happened. I'm not even exaggerating on this. I remember being bewildered at the time, and I was bewildered watching it because I'm like, yo, where did this sudden B-plot romance with this guard pop up from? I don't know. But then after that happened, I gotta go meet the mayor, Thais. I don't quite know. She's Irish, maybe? Something about milk and honey. She's very businessy. She's also got a lot of family. She wants to wheel and deal with me potentially, but she's also suspicious, which I respect her for. And that's kind of where we stopped with her. What's else to do? There's so much left to do, because this was the path I had. This right here, this little area I've got with the dotted lines, that's all I did. That's it. There's literally the rest of the entire place. There's so much left to do. So yeah. That's my recap, guys. I hope you liked it. I made sure to doodle in detail everything so we could all see everything that happened. Yeah, there we go. That's the certified recap by Num Nums right there. It just took 10 minutes to get through because I was bewildered, but whatever. And now we're gonna hop back into it and figure out what we're doing from here. There was a lot of stuff I missed. I know there's like codex pages and stuff I've not been reading because it was like a lot, man. So who the heck knows what we're gonna get into? I'm gonna real quick make sure that streaming stuff's going well before I actually hop into the game. Also, why am I wolf-grown Numi right now? I'm wolf-grown Numi because adventure outfit. That's I don't have a non-wolf girl version of it. It's my adventures outfit. So, like, there's were elk in this. There can be, you know, wolf girls in this game. If I say there are. So that's me. The wolf girl knew me for this. Anyway, let's hop into this. Oh, actually, I gotta check this real quick. Nope, going good. Okay, now we can play. And also, for the entire time I was reading this last time, I was doing a slight southern accent, country accent, so we will be continuing that. Some communities distinguish tameable animals from dangerous beasts, while others see them all as wild monsters or dark creatures, the enemies of our kind. Enter. We're gonna load up from June 9th. Oh boy, it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta adjust my seat. We're back in. Let me reorganize myself and refamiliar myself what's going on. 39 days before autumn, 5 hours before dusk. I get 3 out of 4 vitality. Vitality is what my fighting is because I'm a warrior. I know that how well I do that is based on my vitality. I'm full nourishment. My armor's 3/4. That's the best I can get right now. My appearance is 2 out of 5. I need to look better. I need to go take a bath. I need to take a bath. My character. Numi the Blue, the Roadwarden. After years of training to become a fighter, to gather enough dragon bones to save my sibling from debt collectors. While vitality is above 0, you'll find ways to overcome physical struggles. Advanced training, you have an advantage during physical interactions that involve random chance. Blah 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 blah. Cleanliness. Hardly any. Oh yeah, I had to choose my religion too. I prayed to the right and followed the river of freedom. You're from a small village and you believe that the freedom of Shell, Numa, and Soul are the main virtues of life. Your community is unique and independent, and so are its members. Faith, lies, sewing experience, gambling experience. It's so interesting. My inventory, I have my bobbert, I have my super special rope. Return. That's hidden. I don't quite know what that's for. I have my axe. Return. Journal. Yes. Where's my quest? Over here. I have explore the peninsula. I need to explore the peninsula as thoroughly as I can. I have to get to know the locals and find out how much of a profit can be made here. Then bring the news to Havlovan. I have to leave the peninsula on the 40th day of my journey, or sooner. To add worth to my work here, I could secure the roads by getting rid of any major threats and convince the tribes to negotiate with the officials. Soldiers told me about a large village that repeatedly uses necromancy, even though it's forbidden by law and can be extremely dangerous. I should take a look and judge that for myself, except maybe I shouldn't because freaking people are touchy about the necromancers. People, I can't go back and watch my first video. They were touchy about the necromancers. Nobody wanted to talk to me about them. In fact, I thought they were going to become my enemy for talking about them. What is my cursor? What is this? What the hell is this? Is it a nail? What am I... I don't know what my cursor is. The village is somewhere among the bogs, by the northwestern road. The abandoned village in the south may be useful to spot for future settlers. I should figure out why it was ruined. The villagers from Howler's Dell are willing to sell linen and sturdy clothing in exchange for a squad of soldiers, as well as some iron. They are already well off, and as long as they won't be forced to follow the United Church, they're open for trading negotiations. Yes. Gather wealth. I need to gather enough dragon bones to save my sibling from debt collectors. 100 coins would be a good start. I could also look for an expensive treasure, something that's going to sell well in Havlovan. Find the Roadwarden. Before I became the Roadwarden of this peninsula, a man known as Asterion used to patrol these roads. If I manage to find out what happened to him and bring the news to Tulia from the southern camp, I'll receive his abandoned belongings. I've heard in Pelt that right before Asterion's disappearance, the innkeeper gave him 50 dragons for some sort of investment. Asterion was last seen in White Marshes, a village to the northwest. Eastern Path. Tyus, the mayor of Howler's Dell, claims that the people from the creeks, a hunting village in the far north, have some issues with maintaining their roads. Glosha's band. According to Pelt's innkeep, Glosha and her band have broken the truce with the local villages. He's going to pay me 3 dragons if I get in touch with Tyus, the mayor of Howler's Dell, and bring him her response. Ruined Village. I've arrived at the ruins of a village that used to be set at the southern road. It may be important to figure out what happened here, and if it can ever be re-inhabited. The nearby clearing was massive, large enough to provoke the wrath of the herds. A wooden wagon and a set of tools were thrown into a river, all right next to each other. I found a quincy tree that was partially burnt by a torch. Some humans chopped through the fence that surrounds the large pasture, maybe to save the herd, maybe to steal it. Swamp altar. I found an altar in the swamps, which seems to be somehow connected to the tree roots that surround it. There may be a way to get some sort of response from it. And I've completed no quests. Great. Okay. And we're in the middle of talking to Tyus, I believe. And right now she's switching between accents, which I thought was kind of crazy. And I'm like, bro. I'm gonna get this off at the start. I will attempt accents, but people know that I am not always skilled at them. So I have blanket permission from all of you to make fun of me as much as you so will please for my terrible accents. Blanket permission. Go ahead. Give it to me straight. I know. With all, I'll just laugh about it when it happens, okay? Or this is gonna turn into another weapon. A weapon? I need to get my weapon. So yeah. Blanket permission. Make fun of me as much as you so please. Hit him. And I was afraid it was lost to hunger. Her chuckle is trimmed with scorn. Good to know I was wrong. When the invasion started, some merchants were cheering in their houses, happy that they would sell out all the blades and food they had stored. Can you believe it? This panic will make us rich, she imitates the voice of a pompous man. That's why when the southerners reached the villages, they found almost nothing to eat. She sighs. Staying in a remote peninsula truly can be a blessing. She pauses, hesitant to go on, then shakes her head slightly. Well, we can't change the past. How can I help you, Numi the Blue? Oh, that's me. I'm looking for a Starion. She stares you in the eyes, then turns towards Bobbert. Is your palfrey a mare? We have 2 jacks. We could use some mules. She wants to trade, which I think is interesting, but she's not getting my horse. Bobbert is not a mare. Bobbert is a he. A stallion, so it won't give you anything stronger than a hinny. So I've heard. Her eyes wander over the square. That the small donkey bellies bring weak offspring to horses. Her pale fingers reach for her own stomach. When her eyes return to you, they regain their sharpness. I'd rather avoid long talks about that man. Let him remain as part of the past spring. Since you're asking about him, I can only assume he was indeed sharing his goals with yours. His goal with yours. I won't deny that. Yet you're already different from him. I like it when travelers don't try to sell me bluegrass. Seeing your frown, she waves it off. It's just a saying. His words were stronger than his deeds, and he's no longer welcome here. What are his wrongdoings? Ooh, got an update to the journal. If you have to know, he failed, and he won't get a second chance. He was meant to escort... Oh, God. Agita? I'm gonna go with Agita. If people have better suggestions for pronunciation, this goes for everything. Also, this goes for just for everything. I know I'm gonna pronounce things funky, So, if people have better suggestions, I'm open to ears. But I'm gonna go with Agita for now. He was meant to escort Agita, a daughter of mine, to her betrothed in Gale Rocks. She was a great archeress, and the road from here to the coast is not that dangerous. When they saw goblins on the road, Asterion ordered her to push through, right into their trap. She touches her deer-shaped buckle. They got jumped like a bunch of wealthy pilgrims. A Roadwarden with their gruel should know better. He can fight with a blade, but my girl, she never had a chance. She sighs and looks at the gate. He disappeared soon after his pitiful attempt at apologizing to me, and we closed our doors behind him for good. I'll let you know if he ever tries to return. Ooh. You ever find your daughter? For a few breaths, her green eyes seek something in your face. Her words are careful, yet hesitant. Oh. She's with the frogs now. The goblins were after food, so they carried her shell away. One day she's going to charge at our walls, awoken and empty. Even though she was a bit mawkish, her heart was strong and patient. She listened to people, was ready to help them and to cry with them. I could tell you stories, but what for? Let the dead rest. That makes me so sad. This is why you burn your dead bodies, guys. I told you this. I told you this in the recap. Yet this was impressed upon me strictly. Burn the dead bodies. Why did you let him leave? If he did, I guess because he's a Roadwarden. He didn't do anything, well, forbidden by our laws. He was simply stupid and cannot be trusted. But this isn't Havlavan. We have no rich folk to dread. We treat each other fairly. Lost in her thoughts, she rubs the neckline of her dress. One good thing I can say about him is that he didn't try to justify his decisions or to avoid the consequences. But I'd rather have him prove first he can do what's asked of him. Any ideas where I can look for him? Ooh, another update. She adjusts her cape with an annoyed shrug. Try asking for him in the north. He spent most of his time between white marshes, Gale Rocks, and the creeks. Here, he wasn't that eager to share his plans. I also have to be careful about what I ask. I know people get annoyed in this game. You have quite a big family. She titters weakly. At one point, there were 12 kids living in our house. 9 girls, 3 boys. They come and go, as it should be. A few are already with the forest, but most are all grown now. Even started their own families. She looks away at a girl wiping spilled milk with a wet cloth. To be perfectly clear, they aren't exactly our children. It's the custom of our village for the maid to look after the orphans. Thankfully, Eric's has a big heart and much more patience than I do. As she speaks, her smile widens. Thanks for the help. I wonder, back in Hoblavan, did you spend any time in Blackwood Corner? It used to be this dark, dirty alley with muggers working even in daylight. I stayed there with Octavia, the miller, in exchange for doing chores for her. She had this small wooden hut. Ooh, this is me choosing backstory stuff for myself. Yeah, let's say I kind of want to make it respectable, you know? I think earlier I chose an option about saying we were recovering from the Great Fire, so you wouldn't recognize it now. It's now a respectable street with one of the fanciest inns in the city, the Apple and the Boar. You describe how a family of Southerners started a large shipyard right next to the alley, working on exotic boats in unusual shapes. Need hands to work, they offered food and coins to many local thugs, and with time, more light and stalls showed up in the alley. As you described the new inn, Tyus bursts into cheerful laughter. So it's the same family that ran the Boarhead Inn. I had to think that I dared to doubt the old lady's endurance. People like her brave enough to bear the toil of their world, are going to bring salvation to all of us. Tell me about Hallersdale. Yeah, she seems to like her home. Tell me about Hallersdale. It is what it seems like. The greatest village in the north, in the far north. She raises her hand and makes an inviting gesture. Though I hope to still improve this and that. She winks at you, but is suddenly interrupted by a pained cry of a little boy who hurt his knee during a fall. As an amused elder tries to calm him down, the mayor shrugs it off and titters. Then meet your eyes again. Life's good here. We have what we need and a lot of what we want, building on top of more than 12 generations of hard work and bravery. She spends a few good minutes telling you about mouflons. Mouflons are sheep. Mouflons, wheat, rye, imp, cheese, and wool. Proud of every glimpse of prosperity. Whenever she mentions an artisan, shepherd, or farmer, she doesn't miss a chance to mention how significantly she improved their conditions. She also omits some topics. You hear no tales, songs, ancestors' rituals, or days of prayer. It's like listening to a tax collector. Only at the very end of her speech does she mention the wisdom of the elders, now kept in the teachings of the druids, who help her guide those who trust her. They heal our wounds in our gardens, she explains, but then changes the topic to all the fruit trees, hares, and nuts in the woods. When she's done with it, I nod politely. Tell me. Oh, that's right. We're doing a back and forth. We're exchanging questions. I forgot about that. Tell me, how do people dress in the city these days? Is it similar to what we have here? Before the war, the merchants were wearing those really long dresses and robes. Way too long for my taste. They got mud stains after every rain, and I see no reason to keep shoes completely hidden. Not anymore. Yeah, everything comes back in waves of stuff, you know. Old-fashioned came back. Not anymore. It's always a shortage of fabric. Most people wear tunics, like in the old days. At least we can hope that if the visitors arrive, who won't stand out much. She laughs, but also adjusts her dress, drawing your attention to its superb quality. And who knows, maybe our little village here is going to help those unfortunate clothiers. I'm sure we could spare a couple of sheets of fabric. Yeah. I was in Pelt of the North. The innkeeper feels uneasy about Glosha's band. When you mention the raids on the northern villages, her eyes narrow. Are you sure? It's the first I've heard of it. Glosha's been around since years back, but she's not much of a nuisance. I'm just a messenger. He's asking for you to join forces with him. Well, I can't give you my answer. I won't ask our hunters to endanger their lives in pursuit of some gossip. I could ask around, learn more about this. She sighs with exaggerated relief. What a splendid idea. There are only 3 villages in the north, White Marshes, farther north by the western road, Gale Rocks by the northern coast, and creeks in the far east. Bring me news from those places and you will get my answer. Ugh. This one quest this is a spiraling one, guys. I plan to go there anyway, so I can do that. We talk and talk, but I still don't know where you are from, Numi the Blue. What's your story? Have you lived in Hovleven your entire life? I'm a small town girl. Only for a bit. I was raised in a small village just nearby. Moved to the city after I decided to look for luck as a Roadwarden. To see the city for the first time, after being surrounded by a couple of small houses and fields. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? She puts her hand on the table. Even after my second winter there, I felt like a stranger. But who Blah, 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 blah. Flubbing already. Even after my second winter there, I felt like a stranger. But those who know how to live in the countryside, close to wilderness, we will always find a new home for ourselves, don't you think? She gives you an encouraging smile. I was in a ruined village south from here. It made my tummy get all rumbly. Her tense gaze shifts into an awkward click of her tongue as she leans away from you. I don't even want to think about their tragic fate. No one can negotiate with the wrath of the herds. A long pause. And I better not find you upsetting my neighbors with these sad questions. It was a challenging time for all of us. A wound we won't forget. Okay. I saw a weird tree from the south of here. That one with an altar standing in front of it. What's the T on that? What's the dealio? She straightens up and raises her chin. You mean Beholder, the guardian spirit of our wetlands. Every fall we bring it our gifts, and in return it provides us with its blessed fruit, the flesh of the forest. She stares into your eyes. It's older than the oldest books and the oldest thoughts. The druids help us honor its sleep and show us how to ask for its help. Neither of these rituals, she scoffs, will be of use to you. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just kind of here doing some reconnaissance, I guess. What would it take for you to make you consider joining Hovland? What would it take to make you consider joining Hovland? Ah, I can consider it right now. While she laughs, her eyes remain keen. But if you want me to give you some answers, let's see. She looks up and to the right, theatrically raising her hand to her chin. Some gestures of goodwill would be a great start. Since you're the guild's messenger, I need to know who you can be relied on. She gives you a wide, white grin. And that's only the first step, I assume. Of course. Do you even have the power to handle tax negotiations? She scoffs loudly at your head shake. Tuh. Do enough for my village, and I'll hand you a beautiful signed letter. A list of all the things my neighbors are looking for, as well as what they can give in return. Your superiors are going to see more than enough to prepare their offer. She rubs her hands. I think that's fair. I'll agree. I don't mind helping, but, you know, I am on a time limit. And do enough for my village is a bit vague. She nods towards the people gathered by the tables. I'm not the ruler of this place. My friends trust me because I see things as they are, and I'm willing to act. Prove that you're helpful, and they'll be happy to match your efforts. I want you to succeed. She puts her hand on her chest. But we don't give strangers more than we can get from them. If you want me to argue in your favor, show us your worth. Fair enough, fair enough. Looks like we're in agreement. Perfect. One more thing, though. She puts her elbows on the table, leaning closer to you. If you go behind my back, I'm not going to wait for a dagger. I'll end you first. She rests her chin on her open palms, giving you a disarmingly warm smile. She rests her chin on her open palms, giving you a disarmingly warm smile. I'm sure people already know that we have a new Roadwarden. Maybe ask around to see if anyone needs your help. The more my neighbors trust you and need you, the more willing they'll be to offer you better pay. Well, let's start here. What can I do for you, ma'am? Ah, so kind of you to ask. But before I ask you to run, let's see how you can walk, shall we? Her eyes wander left and right, and she gestures for a nearby guard to move away. He nods and gestures at a few other souls to follow him. While a few of the locals cast curious looks at you, they turn away as quickly as you notice them. The mayor's shiny green eyes are still locked on to you, and her voice is close to a whisper. Since Asterian's disappearance, there's a little trade on the roads, and not much news reaches us. Be so kind. Her flirtatious tone distracts you with how obviously fake it is, and help me learn some interesting tales about our neighbors. She wants me to spy for her. How do I feel about this? I guess on one hand, I do like her a lot. She's just, she's got a good thing going here, and she wants to protect it, and I hella respect that. It don't seem like she's doing shady stuff. She's just got a community, and this is like one of the biggest communities here, Hallersdale. And like, it's running well, and that's like a feat in and of itself here where we are. And like, obviously she wants to protect that, and she comes off as ambitious. I can't fault, a lady for that. She's a businesswoman. Respect. And it's not like I have any allegiance with the others as of yet. What did she want? Did she say what she specifically wanted news about? Just some interesting tales about our neighbors. I don't feel like she's the sort who's gonna like set up a charge and attack. I don't feel like she has the manpower for it. One of the things she wants from the merchants is a platoon of guards to help watch her and her people. So I don't feel like she's like gearing up for an attack. I think this is all in a bid to protect her people. And that might be me going out on a limb and saying that, but I do like her. So I don't mind helping her because I have to go to these places and then come back anyway. So yeah, sure, I will assist. I smile back at her. I mean the ones that weren't meant to reach you. See, I knew that deep down you're a true sage. She titters and straightens up, adjusting her cape without haste. Do you have something to share? The soldiers who came here in the spring were meant to find a good spot for the new outpost. The squad that made camp at the southern crossroads is now nothing more than 2 people. They plan to return. I don't want to tell her that. I don't want to tell her that just because Tulia and those guys, they're my way out. I don't want to tell her that. Maybe I'll tell her that later. I don't mind telling her this, though. The soldiers who came here in spring were meant to find a good spot for the new outpost. She smiles wildly. You don't say. Knowing that, I'll prepare a few very tempting suggestions for the officials. After she seals her lips, she still lets out a quiet chuckle. That's all I have to say. I keep thinking. Surely, city folk don't just eat wild game, salt fish, and groats. What animals do people breed in the nearby villages? I could say I'm a vegetarian. Or semi-vegetarian, I guess. No, I'm a wolf girl. Ow, woo. Ooh, monks need their parchment. You guys have a lot of mouflons. I like the idea of ibexes, though. Oh, I like the idea of that. This is kind of just world building, the world I'm building, and I like that. I like these kinds of choices where I get to just decide what this world looks like. Ibexes. Mostly ibexes. They do well in the hills. So just like in the old days, I even saw some of them in the city. They are annoyingly good at climbing onto rooftops and roofs and walls, but more importantly, she adjusts her dress and smiles. That means that our mouflon cheese and wool are going to be quite a commodity. You seem to be fairly well off, even more so than the other people in the village. What's your secret? No, let's go ahead and ask. She reaches for her buckle and her voice grows cold. Ooh. She didn't like that. There's no secret, traveler. There's hard work, risks, and sacrifices, and the support of those that care about me. The good things that happen to me shine on my people just as much. Think about it before you mention it again. She adjusts her cape. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I kind of want to ask about the necromancer's save. Hold on, let me look at my journal. Find the Roadwarden. Excuse me. According to Tyus, Howler's Dell has banished Astarion as a result of his failed mission. Believes I should look for him in northern villages. That's what Pelt said. I need to go to White Marshes, which is kind of what she said. Lasha. Tyus will answer until I go to those places. Didn't really give me much there. Tyus wants to spy for her. Yeah, okay. Oh, I kind of want to ask about the necromancers. I'm so curious. I'm not going on a holy brigade. I'm just so curious. I'm going to ask. Have you heard of the necromancers in the north? She taps her finger on the table. Yes, I have. After you ask her to tell you more, she seems to regain her confidence. You mean White Marshes, for sure. I don't know all that much about what's happening there. We avoid their lands, if we can. She frowns. I shouldn't gossip about it with strangers. We can talk about it on another occasion. Sus! That's so sus! Thank you for your time, ma'am. You're in front of the Ape Ale Inn. I approach Eric's, the innkeeper. Even though the counter stands outdoors, it's not rotten or dirty, and you guess that, like the other furniture, it's brought inside every night. Eric approaches you with a smile and leans on its surface with his fists. He's portly and even taller than his neighbors. He's got freckles, short gray hair, and an elegant beard. His long, woolen orange tunic has a decorative cut right under the neck, and loose braids at the edges. Ooh. What's the accent we're going for here? I feel like it can't just be southern because everything else is southern. And I guess I'm going with the canon thing. I'm going with my canon is, my theory is, what do we canon? I don't know. My fanon, there we go, is that the city accent that she was using is the British accent. So I can't give him a British accent because we're not in the city, we're in the country. And everything else is already southern. Ugh. And he's got a heavy accent too. Ugh. I could try to go for the Irish. This is gonna be terrible. Like I said, people make fun of me. Make fun of me while you can. I don't do accents a lot. How does it go again? I don't wanna... Ugh. I'm gonna go for it. How can I help you, traveler? Who can I help you, traveler? Nope, that's too much. That was too much. Who can I help you, traveler? Nope, that's too much. I can't do it. Man, how does an Irish accent even go? It's like you do the ooh and then the oil. How can oil help you, traveler? Something like that, sure. His accent is heavy, nothing like his wife's. He stomps with a heavy boot and looks around as if he's just waiting to get back to his other tasks. His fingers feel dirty from weeding the garden. Ooh, food rations? Do I have what inventory? How many rations I got? I got 4. I'm good. Return. I'm gonna ask anyway. Oi, keep them in the hole. Smoked mutton, a sack of dried fruits and nuts, biscuits. Wheat fresh here, and pay with work. Queens and them work much. When he thinks, his lips move as well. Let's say, one ring for enough food to fill you for 2 days. In Havelvin, that kind of price would buy you 3, even 4 times as much food. If you're in the mood for spending, I also have something special. Just give me a minute. He goes upstairs and returns with a small wooden box and a hand-long leather sheath. What? Oh, okay. Sometimes you gotta read a little on for context. 'Tis a teeth set. You're afraid of what he's gonna show you, but when he opens the box, you realize he meant teeth cleaning. See? He points at 3 different compartments. Salt, cloves, and mint. You mix whatever you want here. The 4th holds only a small pestle made of polished stone. And here are the twigs you need. They'll last for months. Seeing you're not convinced, he takes a deep breath. Well, we do need to let outsiders bathe in our creek, but give me 2 dragons, and I'll ask my kids to get you in cheap. You get a tub with soap and rose oil, and they'll wash your clothes in water. We'll cook you something nice, as much as you can eat. Okay. 2 dragons? How much money I got? Oh my god, it's all my money. Hold on, go back to my inventory. I only have 2 dragons. I ain't got that kind of... Do I look like I'm that rich? Show me the rations first. I can't do it. 2 filling meals, which won't spoil anytime soon, but I'm full of food. Proper bath with laundry to keep your teeth clean. That would be good to have because that's important. My look is important for how much I can charm people. But I can't do that. I'm broke. He sighs, trying to smile through his pursed lips. What else do you need? Any rumors to share? Rumors? No, really. I have my own things to worry about. Neighbors keep their own company. Better for everyone to seek help from my wife or the forest speakers, in Nanamogavale. So no rumors, but maybe you heard about someone who may need my help? You say it as if we expect travelers to get here any day now. Well, I'll ask around. Come tomorrow. Okay. Have you had any interesting guests recently? I do not know. He scratches his beard. There was this one vagabond, but he was not here for long. And he didn't do much. A timid fellow, talks loudly, was afraid of everything, especially the guards. His face is touched by flames. He's a big ballista. He says this word with a strange accent, smirking. In a large bird on his beak, I know how to talk. In a large bird on his beast of burden. Well, you didn't know what to say. He shrugs. He went south and is most likely gone. Okay, thanks. Let's talk to Akakios. Akakios? Yeah, sure. The man behind the counter is inspecting a sack of white flour, mumbling to himself and occasionally cursing. The other locals walk away, giving you space to talk, trade, and peace. Oh, this is also Irish. Why are they all Irish? Ugh. Weevils. He points at a little dark blue insect that's trying to flee. Shit me fire. 'Twas aground a few days ago, and he pays for us tomorrow. Looks like. Put a sack on the ground. I'll take care of it later. A Roadwarden, aye? Even the mayor cared enough to see you, and kids are lining up to look at your horse. Strangers are like ghosts to them now. He's wearing a simple brown robe with no hood, a rope instead of a belt, a modest trim made of green thread. It barely reaches below his knees, revealing his sandals and crude pants made of linen. At the same time, it's way too large for him and hangs down from him like a bag. He looks like a poor vendor from Havlavan. He stands sideways to you, with legs crossed, leaning on the counter with one hand and keeping the other on his hip. He's around 40, short and a bit greasy, with a humble beard and hair. His fingers are unusually long. Why you tell me this? What does this mean? What? What does it mean? All I can think of is Michael from Magnus Archives. How do I do this? Friendly, playful, distant, intimidating, vulnerable. Trader assume. Barrel collector, do you sell them? For trader. Let's just be friendly. I don't actually like that response. Let's be a little jokey. Let's be a little jokey. Sometimes you just need to get a laugh out of people. A barrel of laughs. Get it? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Are you a barrel collector or do you sell them? He observes you in silence, then pretends to yawn. Brilliant. As far as I care, you can leave your pouch and bugger off. I help my neighbors sell what they have in abundance, or divide things among our workers, builders and travelers. If you want something, let's get to it. Name's Akakios. I don't need furniture or barrels of food. You got anything of use for a traveler? It's hard to say, eh? What do travelers need? What do travelers need? I think my problem is I'm going travelers. I need to go travelers. I need to not be as hard on the first syllable. See, practice, people. This is all just me practicing to one day be good at accents. He clears his throat and turns away to have a look at his store. While some of the crates and barrels are empty, they have a blah blah blah, I lost my place. While some of the crates and barrels are empty, they carry an assortment of odds and ends. Tools made of wood and stone, pots, mugs, seeds, vegetables, fabric. It takes him a few minutes to look through the wares. He puts 3 packages on the countertop, and as he unwraps the first one, you recognize what it is by the shape alone. Tell me this is nae beauty. He chuckles and lets you hold a shiny battle axe. Ooh, shiny battle axe. The haft is long, but the head is light. Well, you know what you're thinking. Why you say everything. He praises the weapon loudly, but you barely listen to him. You see your reflection in the unused blade, as sharp as they get. You're not a smith, but you see not a spot of rust. When you take a swing, it takes hardly any effort. The leather straps holding the pieces together are just a decoration, and the handle is as smooth as glass and perfectly fits into your hand. The man chuckles. You like it, I? No, I doubt you can afford it, but do not worry. That's no all I have. Look at the rest of his stuff. His long fingers tap against the parchment windows of his lantern. Its frame is cheap, made of oak. 'Tis glued and 'tis quiet, he says, while shaking it in the air. Nae as fancy as the iron runs with oil, but you can carry it in caves without luring all the corpse eaters and goblins. Goblins. Perfect for a traveler. Just take a look. A look. Inside the lantern you find a place for a candle. Not a great match for people living in wooden houses. Hide and glue are nae easy to make, but oil wouldn't ask for more than 4 rings. The last sack is as wide as the saddle and 3 hands tall. It contains a whole bunch of undyed linen sheets. We usually keep them for traders, but we could use a few dragon rings, and who knows if there's ever going to be a next caravan. It gives you a long look. You interested? Depends on what you want for it. One lantern, in fact, the battle axe is 15. Oh, I can't afford. I have 2. I need the money. I need like 100 coins for my sister. I have 2. I have 2 coins. You know how I lost my money? I gambled it in a game of strength because I'm just like my dang sister, I guess. Oh my god. I'm broke. Oi. Do I have anything to sell? Food rations, coin pouch. Not really. I just have my stuff. Maybe he knows something about Asterion though. What can he tell me about Asterion? That ever though he was blah 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 blah. That ever though he was here more than once, he didn't leave much behind. Smelly order. He looks around and spits on the ground. At least he bought a blade from me. Do you remember what blade it was? Sure, 'twas a special one. A sickle sword, with a tip wider than 'twas at the grip. Long as from fingertips to shoulder, and near a sword, near a knife, single-edged. Brought his own steel to melt for it. What's it good for? Fencing? More for cutting bushes, creepers, roots. It will not fell a tree. It will not fell a tree, but there's a fine tool. He nods to passerby, but his smile disappears as quickly as it had shown up. Pathfinders use it. My pa used to have one as well. He chopped nuts with it. Nuts and mouflons. So he took it to the wilderness. He shrugs. Pretty much anywhere. There are hills from here to the coast and bogs in the north in the heart of the woods. Can help you with it. Do you need any help, rando dude? No, what? There's something urgent. I need a medicament? Excuse-moi? I need a medicament for my daughter. Now that she's hurt or anything. Here's his open palms as if to show that he's not holding a knife. She's a teen, wants to start hunting in the woods. I cannot teach her much, but I'd sleep better knowing her having a healing potion. You have... He hesitates. Almost 9 days. Bring me the potion before the last dusk, and I'll pay you 5 dragon rings. She didn't want to take the stall after you? No, but that's fine. She hates me. This is better for her to take after her mother. Ooh, I wonder who the mother is. What if it's Galosha? No, never. Could never be. I'm not gonna pry that much, bruh. And where can I find such a potion? Well, I can think of 2 places. Let's say for bet is beyond old Pagos, on the mountain of those crazy monks. Crazy and boring. More boring than the Mouflon, but they often brew with Numa. You could also head south, east of the crossroads behind the Pelt to the north. I've never been there myself, but you'll find a dolmen there, as old as the city. A moose. He reaches for his clinking pouch and pulls out a massive iron key. It's meant to open some secret passage there. How do you know about that secret? From a merchant. She's from south of Hag Hills. I was meant to pass the key on to a friend, but he never showed up. And you've just been keeping this by your side ever since? I kept it with my trinkets and coins, that's all. We were planning to go there for years, but it's one of those things that you talk about and to do it. His brief laughter turns into a cough. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna ask, your daughter hates you? I do have to know, I'm sorry. His low voice sounds like grunting. Since you have to know, our laws make me admit I was a wife beater, and by my own deeds I've lost my family. My daughter has a new father now, and I'm not allowed to marry again. As he starts to speak faster, he also wags his finger at you. But I never touch my girl. Keeping her safe is the right thing to do, even if it does not make things right. Okay. Fine, I'll look for it. My opinion of you is not great at this moment, after what you just told me, but, you know, if this is for your daughter, she's not a wife beater, I would hope. Good, he smiles. He smiles. Anything else? Nothing for now. I'll walk away. I talked to those 3, leave the square. Where can I go find that guardian and we can go like watch the stars together or something? That would be cool. You're wandering through the village. A gray-haired, muscular guard is trying to hammer out the dents in her rusty helmet. I gotta take a sippy. Hold on. What time is it? Too late to ask the people at work. Oh my god. You're wandering through the village. A gray-haired, muscular guard is trying to hammer out the dents in her rusty helmet. A man is showing a teenage girl how to chop firewood with a bone axe. I go to the tailor. I had to buy on the tailor. You follow the guard's direction and reach the whitewashed building standing on the western bank, next to a small garden of flowers and herbs. It's well kept and clean, with a plain, beaten front yard, in parts covered with sand. Through the open windows, you catch a glance of the furniture, made of smooth, almost shiny wood with hints of dark cherry-like red, decorated with carvings and plants. A woman in her 40s is sitting on a wooden bench. The table is covered with fabrics, threads, and needles made of bone and iron. She's sewing a long sleeve to what's going to become a blue tunic. Her movements are quick and confident. Her brown, wavy shoulder-length hair is tied into a wreath-like braid, but other than that, her clothes are simple and inconspicuous. She doesn't have a left leg, but you don't notice any cane. You observe her for a few moments until, without sparing you so much as a glance, she encourages you to speak with a grunt. I'm looking for a tailor. You found one. Her voice is low, and she doesn't stop her work. Name's Bayan. Could you answer a couple of questions? Boredom in her voice is palpable. I'm near Bard. I'm interested in a new set of clothes. She stops her work and looks at you briefly. Oi can tell. You don't hear even a hint of mockery. But that's a lot of work. And I didn't take my work lately. If I were to give you anything, people would see it, and I'll never let you show them some rigs. And by that you mean your... Oh, that's me. And by that you mean your prices are high. You reach for a pouch and she answers with a nod. It'll take me a day or so to finish, and a fine fabric. Your city clothes are... She frowns. Just fine for the wilderness, I guess. What I'll give you is for the time with the lamb meat and mead and pathfinding. The longer the outfit you want, the higher the price. Though I'll consider the things people say about you as well. Alright, fine, let's discuss it. I don't have any money. Oh my god, 35? Jesus criminy. Rich city official, merchant, social or diplomat. Ooh, that's 35 though. I ain't got no money. She's focused on her work. Good luck. You're wandering through the village. An upset mouflon is bleating time and again, wait for someone's attention. You see a crying boy surrounded by 3 older girls. They clean his injured knee while stopping themselves from laughter. I go to the local priests. Yeah, it's south of the dead tree in the main square. Before you get to the second thatched building, a large man stands up from a bench and gets into your way. I gotta take another sippy, man. There's a lot of talking in these. I feel like I need a lozenge. Lozenge? Lasagna. What am I thinking? None of those were the right words, were they? Lozenge. Lozenge. Something. I feel like that's it or close to it. Lozenge. 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 Lozenge? No. Lozenge. It's gotta be a lozenge. Let me just tell you that again and again and again in your ear. He's close to 50. Taller than most people you've seen in your life. Broad-shouldered. His hair and short beard are brown, matching his elegant woolen robe. A thick club is attached to his right wrist with a leather strap. He left his sandals sit by his sitting spot. Man's running up to me, tots out, grippers bare, toes to the dirt. Bruh. What you doing right now? What you doing right now? Many want to speak with our guides and teachers. He speaks with a solemn, strong voice. But you're no welcome here. Turn back, stranger. Can I know why? You can. He swings his polished heavy weapon. You're from the outside and can ne'er be trusted. The Boers and slaves of the United Church would crush us if they had a chance. Before we allow you to spy on us, we need to be sure it is worth it. I'm not a spy. I'm not with the United Church. I'm not a spy. I do not believe you. I'm your new Roadwarden. Are you sure no soul here needs my assistance? His harsh look softens. We can handle ourselves. If that changes, Elpis will summon you. I don't want any trouble. He shrugs. Travelers bring their problems into others. Their will means nothing. So be it. I turn back. You're wandering through the village. A couple older people are gossiping with excitement while they grind grains with millstones. A man is showing a teenage girl how to chop firewood with a bone axe. I go back to the main square. You approach the inn. The stools and benches are filled. People share meals, news, and plans for later. The air is lively and filled with soothing routine. The innkeeper is walking among the tables cheerfully, taking care of empty bowls and plates, or bringing new servants from inside the building. Thais is sitting in her chair, sharing a meal with a couple of fancy-looking folks. The stall is in perfect order, but draws little of the locals' attention. The trader walks around, gossiping. Whenever someone approaches the counter, he moves back quickly. I think I need a room. Let's go to Eric's. I could use a room. Eric's also approaches the counter, welcoming me with a wide smile. I could use a room. Sure thing, he nods. My kids keep it cleaner than you find in the city. Just tell me when you're ready. Thanks, pal. Anywhere else I can go? Thais? Thank you for your time. Let's go back to... Let's save. Let's go back to the main square. Eric's. Sleep. Oh, I could spend my last 2 coins. It's probably dumb, but I kind of want to do it. Since heavy and unpleasant smell coming from the cauldron. First, Fluffy cover yourself with a blanket. I can't afford to be dirty. I gotta... Your own room with a comfy bed, a locked door, and a lot of space. You also get a large breakfast, a wash tub with water and soap. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna spend all my money and do it. It's probably a dumb thing to do, but oh well. Ooh, it's so pretty. I am broke now. I literally have no money to my name. Your first sleep ends, but your usual 1-hour break is instantly disrupted by noise. Uh-oh. Sorry, I thought there was something happening. Your first sleep ends, but your usual 1-hour break is instantly disrupted by noise. You stand up, walk to the window, and see the reason for the commotion. A group of workers is just outside the inn, drinking and laughing. Eric's the innkeeper is also among them. You could join them, but if you do so, you won't get a good sleep tonight, and after such a long day, you may end up exhausted. Oh. On one hand, I spent a lot of money on this room. I spent a lot of money. I want to keep. It's a good opportunity, but I want to rest. During your time in Hovelland, you learned how to ignore drunken crowds. You can relax and return to your routine. I sharpen my blade and go back to sleep. I might regret that, but I spent a lot of money. I spent all my money on this. You spend the night in peace in a clean bed with a tightly shut window and a warm blanket. In the morning, you find a stool placed by your bed covered with a fresh pie with deer meat, onions, and coriander. Once you get dressed and go downstairs, a young boy who's covered in mud speaks unusually loud and enthusiastically mentions that Bobbert has already been brushed and watered. You nod, but he runs outside without noticing it. The innkeeper is sitting near the door, from time to time carrying out another bowl with either stew or gruel. Tice is nowhere to be seen. Eric's? Work. Very much. Oh, no, wrong accent. Very much so. Ask for Timo. She's usually at the creek or just outside the southern wall doing laundry. She wants to find herself a husband. Ooh. Dating sim? Huh? There's not much in it for you, unless you'll be here for the marriage rites, but it'll make her happier. Thanks. I'm looking for Timo. Leave. Let's go look for Timo. The Druids won't agree to see me. That's the monks. I look for Timo, the washerwoman. You're wandering through the village. Two men in light clothing are carrying a wooden log, insulting each other in friendly banter. You see a crying boy. Yeah, I heard that one. I look for Timo. Ooh, matchmaking. Ooh la la. Before you reach the gate, you find three washerwomen who are walking down the path, chatting loudly. The wet hair on their arms and legs shines, contrasting the mud on their feet. Some of them wear soaked skirts. All have their heads wrapped in kerchiefs. You know from the city how hard and sometimes dangerous their job can get. Glance at their laundry baskets filled with clothes and buckets of urine. Once they notice you, one of them puts her things next to a fence and tells the others to go on ahead without her. Her companions giggle, but loyally leave the two of you alone. I was so hoping to speak with a vagrant. The traveler. She starts to look away. Whenever she speaks, she's both very direct and distracted, struggling to explain her plans. After a brief conversation, you try to sum it all up. This is me talking now. It's just not a separate paragraph. So you seek a man who'd agree to take part in the marriage rites of your druids. She nods energetically, but then freezes. She's tanned from work, but her face is young and smooth. And since her hair is hidden, her bright hazel eyes keep drawing your attention. Dating sim. Dating sim. Nah, just any man. She interrupts you angrily. Someone who stays in the sun and works hard. For us and our kids. You ask if she has any children already, and after another minute of her awkward explanations, you take a guess that she don't. You ask if it would make a difference for her to move to a different village. We live good lives here, safe and plentiful. I'd rather stay, but I could leave with a safe convoy. See you soon, ma'am. You wander through the village. A short-tempered hunter tries to explain to his parents that there are no bears where he's going. A man is showing a teenage girl how to chop firewood with a bone axe. I want to journal. Matchmaking. The youth of the peninsula could use help with starting families at other settlements. I can ask around, learn if anyone seeks a match for the approaching spring. Timo from Hallersdale looks for a hardworking man who'd like to marry her according to the traditions of her ancestors, then either move in with her or take her to a new home. Interesting. Buy on anything new? No. Main square. I don't really need to talk to either of them right now. I guess I can just keep moving on. I think I just need to go north, but hold on. Journal. Places. Where's White Marshes? Western. there's Dell. White Marshes is the Western Bogs. And I'm in the west. I could keep going west. Let's keep going. The path gets greener and meanders between treacherous precipices. You ride slowly, passing by birds and ibexes, but in the distance you spot circling harpies, and below you, a Roman mountain cat pursuing a mouflon. You take a sip from your water skin. The air here is a bit dry. Let's hope that echo of hooves won't reach any larger beasts. The path leads you down again to a small, moist valley, impenetrable for a rider. The thicket is made of thorny shrubs, tall grasses, and the weak, fallen boughs that nourish mosses and mushrooms. You examine the remnants of the path covered with greenish puddles. Without the roots and with a fresh layer of pebbles, it may still be restored. You look behind you. The road is clear, no ambushes so far, but if you have to clear this place, it'd be better to do so soon. It'll only get denser with the passage of days. I got plenty of time. It should be done in an hour. I'll clear it up at regular time. I don't need to rush it. I'm not in a hurry right this second. I think I got 38 days left, so yeah. Your muscles, not used to such tiring work, grow tired quickly. So you take a few short breaks, avoiding the thorns and dirty water. When it comes to pushing aside the boughs, you breathe heavily, but you need only enough space to let your palfrey get through. Maybe the animals will start to roam this place again, beating the path. Oh. You reach a convenient mountain pass with crags smoothed out by centuries of rain and wind. The sun warms up both the vegetation and the beaten road, and the only beasts you spot are loud rooks glancing at you from the rocks and the branches. Clearing the rockside would take hours of work, and a large group of people, while forcing Bopper to climb up and down, could break its legs. I dismount and look around. Climb up the rocks, having plenty of spots to rest your hands. Most of them won't even move an inch. As you get closer to the small dead tree, you notice something odd among the stones. Pieces of old fabric, completely covered with mold. Most likely the remains of a tunic. Oof. Can't go this way. Gonna have to go around. The road is beaten and free of litter. You notice paths between the fruit-bearing trees on your right, and soon after that you ride alongside vast fields of broad beans, almost ready for the second harvest of the summer. Then there are the green hemp plants, taller than you are, waiting for a scythe or a sickle. The locals keep the beasts at a distance, I guess. Ooh. Bobbert's hooves stump loudly in the barren track. The green bushes, shrubs, and trees prove that the soil here is fertile, yet the plants don't overgrow the road. These crossroads must be busy at times, maybe even patrolled. In the distant west, you see the mountain peaks dividing the lowlands from the ocean. The road east leads towards the hills, behind which there are unusually tall, dark trees. There's a dense forest in the north, from which you hear the croaking of toads. The last path is already known to you. You're surrounded by 4 signposts, all of which seem to be made from the same type of wood, not covered in moss and fungi, yet the pictures and letters that cover the nailed boards are nothing alike. Let's check the western one. It has 2 planks attached to a single post, both of them nailed with rusty steel. The lower sign is divided into 2 halves. The left edge is engraved with 4 simple shapes, squares with roof-like lines hanging above them. The other edge bears 2 engraved piles, one of them made of horizontal rectangles, the other of inexact circles. You don't recognize the letters between those 2 piles. The upper plank is covered with 2 short words drawn in white paint, and right below them an engraved vertical rectangle with an hourglass inside it. Okay, hold on. What? Left edge is engraved with 4 simple shapes. Squares with roof above them. So yeah, that's pointing at village back that way, which would be at the south. I gotcha. The other 2 engraved piles, one of them made of horizontal rectangles, the other of inexact circles. That could be a lot of things. Upper plank is covered with 2 short words drawn in white paint. Below them engraved vertical rectangle with an hourglass. I assume it means it takes time. Let's check the eastern one. Long plank attached with rusted iron nails is almost empty. Bears no words, only a single picture painted with great care. Portrays a city-like gate with a watchtower to its left and right. A couple of small conifers growing beside the, in particular, partially behind the towers. Check the northern signpost. Attached with nails made of pointy carved bones and divided into 3 sections covered with small engravings. The part on the left has 3 large squares with roof-like lines hanging above them. No other pictures or words. The one in the middle has only 1 square, but also a simple horizontal symbol of a fish and a short word beneath it, which you don't recognize. The symbol on the right has 2 roof squares, but also 2 other images which you recognize easily. A deer and a standing barrel. Man, I don't know these symbols at all. Bruh, what does any of that mean? Okay. Left. Okay, this is the northern one. I have to assume it's this one. Okay. Squares with roof-like lines. Middle is only 1 square. What's the southern one say? Covered with green, blue, and white paint that portray simple squares with reflect lines hanging above them. Each square has a large letter inside it, though you don't recognize them. Nevertheless, the pictures are not too old. There are no other words or marks. The plank was attached with a set of wooden wedges. I searched the area. The thicket don't help. You notice the remains of berries and pears, but most of them are already rotten. Spread close to the wooden stools at the side of the road. Nearby creek is not impressively deep, but the beaver dam, for some reason taller than you are, makes it wide, and waters the surrounding soil. A few steps away from the southern signpost, you find something sticking out of a shrub. It's a moist plank, covered by fungi. Try to move it with a stick and a gloved hand. After a minute or so, you confirm it's an abandoned sign, covered with green letters and colorful pictures of flowers and trees. Try to find out what the old sign used to be attached. The southern signpost is the only one with holes left by nails. Taking a look at the destroyed sign. Green letters, colorful pictures, flowers, and trees. Now blended in with mold. As far as you can tell, it used to be attached to the southern post. Oh, I wonder if it's a goblin village. That's what it was supposed to be. Okay, let's travel. Let's go west again. Might as well. You cross a clean, shallow, yet wide creek that runs south. Then follow the uphill path squeezed between the hills and lush forest. It's been a good couple of minutes passing a haunted meadow filled with dozens, maybe 100 cut down trees, now overgrown by bushes and grass. Can't think of another time when you've seen a clearing of such size. Seems dangerous, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, if it goes on, the animals will join forces to strike down whoever's responsible for this. Oh, what was that? Did you guys hear that too? Once the clearing ends and turns into a corridor of trees and hills, you stop your horse. Oh! I hear it, I hear it. Oh god. There's a monster in the middle of the road. reaching out with its long arms to grab and devour fruits and leaves from tree crowns, chewing them without haste. It's standing on its hind legs and leaning on a thick tail. As there ain't much hair on its gray skin, you see its impressive muscles. The beast is 3 times the size of a human, and while each movement makes it slow, its long claws and the ease with which it breaks one of the branches makes you think that a single swing would be enough for it to pierce through your jacket, or just as likely, would simply break your bones and send you into the air. Like most people, you know quite a bit about pebblers. Once they get used to an unfenced farm or forest garden, getting rid of them can be a huge issue. Aren't many blades able to cut through their thick skin and bones, and a single mistake may put them into a furious charge, encouraging them to look for human dwellings which they can tear down in revenge. Ah, stop growling. The beast don't give you as much as a glance, but also don't move away. That's... I don't like these noises. Best you can hope for is that it's gonna walk away on its own. Maybe tomorrow. Ah! Maybe later. Ah, stop! Ah, stop! Oh, I'm facing it, but we're doing it badly. I returned to the crossroads. Travel. North. Some parts of the road lead uphill, some downhill. Forests are lush, but not too dark. A few foraging deer and boars keep their distance, and the birds are disinterested in your presence, singing cheerfully and preening their feathers. Sounds of an ongoing hunt reach you from the east. Excuse me. But none of the nearby creatures seem bothered. Once you get further north, the colorful meadow reveals tall hills on the other side of the stream, but the road leads through a valley. The gentle plume of smoke coming from one of the mountains in the west. Doesn't look like a place on fire. Maybe there's a settlement in the mountains. Oh, I don't like fly noises. I don't like fly noises at all. Disgusting. Get out of here. Please leave me. The road leads to a gentle creek, filled with the buzzing of flies, mosquitoes, and gnats. You don't spot any critters among the tall meadows, tree branches, or rocky slopes. Seeing the shapeless dark vortex of wings, Bobbert snorts. Currently on the southern bank. Look for a different route. Path is barely squeezed between the hills, no signs of settlements or game trails, and the grass is too tall and dense to allow you safely ride through the wilderness. You won't reach the other bank without entering the swarm. Torch ain't gonna get him. Wrap myself up with every piece of clothing I own. Took half an hour. Takes you longer than you would hope for, but you manage to cover yourself with an armor of at least 3 layers of linen, leather, wool, and hemp. Only your eyes and a single finger remain without cover. Once you get closer to the ford, countless creatures beset you, making you instantly shut your eyes. They are striking the clothes covering your open mouth and hitting your shell like a squishy buzzing hail. You're up for blindly trying to get out of here as fast as you can, but the insects stick with you for another few minutes. Red marks on your fingers start to burn slowly. Bopper switches his tail angrily as it turns its head to its left, observing you with one reproachful eye, pinning its ears back. Look around to make sure nothing will try to jump on you, and once you decide you're safe, you take off the suit. Unless you can find an easier way to protect yourself, the insects will keep slowing you down. At least I cut my blood. For blah blah blah. Hold on, I want to check my inventory. Oh yeah, I forgot I had the key. Interesting. For most of the time, you're surrounded by yellow meadows. The trees on your left get sparser. Sparser? The trees in... Ugh! Stop. The trees on your left get sparser, while the few lonely birches on your right still bear the signs of tapping, marked with knife cuts, tied with cords. Some of them still carry wooden vessels, as if they were simply abandoned. Maybe last spring, maybe before that. A few of the trees are already dried out, and the winds manage to knock them down. As you get closer to the crossroads, the ground gets muddy. The beaten path avoids the wetlands as much as it can. Stop. Screeches and hisses mix with the buzzing of insects, and you reach a small pond. There's signs of blood on its bank. The air is moist and heavy. There's a hint of rotten meat to it. It may still be early, but it's better to avoid the bogs when nighttime approaches. Such places rarely have fine roads. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Bogs are darker than forests. The local creatures start their hunt up to an hour earlier. Oh no. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh my god, I don't like this. The trees and bushes are sparse here, and growing from the barren grassland. Some of them bear late summer fruits. A group of wayfarers is spread around the broken signpost and the abandoned cart. They're skinny but healthy, and they're standing upright, wearing humble, dim gambesons on top of their hemp tunics, and pants. All of them worn, in some cases undyed. Others are dark green or brown. 4 of these individuals wear cloaks and are armed with spears, bows, and stone maces. On their necks, wrists, and belts you spot small talismans. Fangs, bones, wooden beads, leather straps. Also a 5th figure, standing a bit in the back with lowered shoulders. Unlike the others, they're hooded, and in such a manner that you doubt they can see anything other than their boots. Their clothes are shabby, torn, and your eyes mostly run to their club. A bough as long as its owner is tall and as thick as a leg, resting with one end on the ground. You get closer, and the person raises the weapon with just one arm. But another traveler gestures for them to stop, and they do so right away, freezing in place. Let's stay in the saddle, just in case. The man behind the gesture doesn't approach you, just nods. Safe travel, stranger. No. Safe travel, stranger. It may still be time before the evening fall. The bogs aren't safe. Better keep moving. You'll find an inn. You try to digest his thick accent. He's broad-shouldered with a large belly, but the scars on his face sculpt an image of someone who's earned their share of food with many skirmishes. He doesn't reach for his weapon and pushes one of his companions closer to the cart. She kneels by an empty box and looks inside of it. The man observes you with a little curiosity. I nod at their cart. Need any help? He makes an annoyed grimace. Not really. Its timber is sickening, moldy and wet. We're checking on the place, but seems it has bad year for it. He looks at his companions, who simply shrug and spread to take a look at the cart, all but the one with the bow who don't move an inch. I cannot say I've time to loaf. You've questions, ask. But be quick. Don't put us to sleep. You from around here? Very much so. And you're new to these roads. You know our home? No clue. Wait, Marsh's there. He looks at the crossroads leading east. An old place. Plenty of stories there. They are the ears of strangers, especially these days. How can I reach White Marshes? It's not so hard. If you have bones or food with you, right down the road, turn left and take a gift to Dearsus, the warden of our peat fields. He'll open the creepers for you. Seeing your look, he carries on. They're on the right path. One that'll take you to the village. Anything dangerous between here and there? What are hide saurians? All the lizards. Don't let your horse drink. Just stay on the road all the time. One of the women chips in. Oh, this is the lady talking. What are hide saurians? Don't let your horse drink. Just stay on the road all the time. One of the women chips in. They don't follow voices or lights. Weird beasts lure humans into death. Don't touch the creepers. Okay. That's all I needed from them, really. I guess you're in the clear away. I'm leaving. He steps aside. His companions are giving you harsh looks. The one with the bow remains silent and still, like a statue. You're right past them. Oh, God. Which way did they say? I don't know. Cheesy criminy, I can't remember. Let's try this way. Excuse me. You leave the wetlands behind. The pebbled road runs through the hillside with tall grasses and rock faces above you, and dark, lush forest below. Chunks of this path were shaped by human tools. Who knows how many centuries ago? To widen it, the builders dug through the uneven boulders and used rocks and logs to fill up the cavities with thousands of rocks, each one smaller than your fist. Well, you have a good view of what's happening between the trees on your right. The bushes and shrubs grow so densely between them that you can't imagine entering these woods on your own. Farther south, there are plumes of smoke. Some most likely. Oh my gosh, Jay, giving me water. I need it. Thank you, Jay. Always looking after me, making sure I get my hydration. Fellas, this is. Oh my god, stop growling at me, game. I don't like it. This is a cue for everyone else, too. Hydrate or dehydrate, people. Appreciate it, Jay. Settlement, most likely. And did I get the white marshes? I guess not. At the top of the hill, you reach a stone wall. Quiet place with no smoke coming from behind it. Look inside, see a glimpse of a peaceful ruin. Dang it, it's not white marshes. While the main road is beaten and easy for hooves to trod, the destroyed gate and the remains of the front yard have almost been reclaimed by the short grasses. You seek any suspicious movement, but the place seems to be free of inhabitants larger than the falcon. Air is fresh and the wind shakes the tree crowns gently. I enter the yard. Hamlet could be a hunter's shelter, a military outpost, or a storehouse for traders, but you spot no fresh human trails. The damaged door and gate are years old, soggy and moldy, and judging by the squirrels and birds and the animal feces you see in the grass, this place is but a part of the wilderness. The roof collapsed only a few years back, turning into food for mushrooms. Outer wall looks generations old, but it used to be maintained. Some of its materials came from different times and areas. Go behind the building. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What's happening? Oh no. The chaos sparks right after you approach the tree stump. The dusk foxes growl, sound like a mix of an obnoxious bird and an infant. One of the animals standing only a few feet away from you is jumping and showcasing its tiny sharp teeth like a raccoon-like black mask on its little head. Animal, with its thick brownish gray fur, seems more stout than any red fox. The second loud creature jumps onto a table made of a halved trunk. Unlike the first one, it has a brighter golden fur. It bends one of its forelegs and zooms at you with its dark eyes, not furious nor scared, rather sad and protective. Its growl turns into a miserable whine. Beasts do not even waste time, but their number may be an issue. Another sound coming from behind you, and even more from the bushes nearby. What does this do? Yeah, I want to do this. It shouldn't be too hard to dodge your attack. I'll keep myself safe and take a better look at the situation. You take a quick glance and evade the creature in front of you as it tries to bite your leg. Then you take a wide swing to scare away the third large creature. It was standing right behind you, and while loud, it's lumbering on its paws. The noises in the bushes belong to little pups, most likely harmless, so they're doing their best to imitate the guardians. I don't want to kill these foxes. Yeah, since the one behind me is already gone, I don't want to kill them. I'm sure I could get something for their furs or whatnot. But literally, one of the things in here in the journal is character sheet. Spared animals. I want to be the kind of person who spares the animals. I literally just wandered into their home. I'm not going to kill these foxes in front of their babies. So the ones behind me's already moved back. I'll run for it. You pass the weaker fox and run towards your belongings, encouraging the beast to chase you all the way to the gates as they growl with determination. For now they stay in the shelter filled with pride. You and Bobber take a few steps away. Well, let me get close to the building. Yeah, this place is already abandoned, so I'll let the dust foxes say. They aren't threatening anyone. Are you sure you want to leave this place to its fate? Why you ask me questions like that? Yeah, I'm right. This is what I want to do. I'm making my decision. I'm sticking by it. The dusk foxes observe you as you climb up into the saddle. They're growling and walking in circles. One of the pups knocks down their sibling and starts a playful fight. There's no reason to bother them. Exactly. I wandered into their house and they started attacking me. Of course they're going to attack me. Jeezy criminy, I have no idea where the hell I'm going. It's almost nighttime. Oh my god. Takes 3 hours to get back to town. And we ain't got any money. I would like to get the White Marshes. I guess keep going, man. You're squeezed between the hills and the forests. The only larger beast you spot is a single saurian basking on a boulder, lazily observing you from a safe distance. Your ears catch the howls coming from the north, long and loud, and as you keep an eye on the rock ledges, you almost miss the drastic shift in the landscape. The forest turns into a lake, and the few plants growing next to the road mostly bear fruit. The road is not as reliable here as it was in the hills. Parts of it are a bit muddy, and the puddles disturb your ride. Hold on, I want to look at my... Oh, shucks, I want to go to the character sheet. Does this change some? I like that. I like that. Return. Maybe the locals will maintain it before it gets swallowed by the lake. Where the hell am I? What's happening? I regret all my choices today. These have all been terrible choices. What am I doing? The hell am I doing? The hell am I doing? Well, the deep, loud yells of howlers are pierced in your ears. Hold on, I remember what a howler is. Oh my god, stop. Who did that? Who did that? I'm already how I am. Twix, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. How dare. Monkeys with strong limbs and tails. Okay. Otherworldly calls. Harmful to most creatures. Ooh. Seems beautiful. Don't have claws or teeth. Unsavory. Okay. Sure you did. How are you? Making all the wrong choices. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Ugh. Oh my god, you got 5 more points? Cheesy crime that you are giving Wolf a run for the money. Wowza. It's a competition now. Two of you gotta go head to head to see who's the best jumper. The deep, loud yells of howlers are piercing your ears, concealing any other sound in the area. They're sitting on branches and in the tall grass, not really trying to hide. Their thick black and gold furs cover their entire shells, aside from the charcoal black faces with roundish, flattened noses and wide nostrils. The younger members of the pack are about the size of your mount's head, but the larger ones would be chest high if it weren't for the fact that they walk on all fours. Their long tails are like an additional arm, helping them climb, hang from the branches, or hold food while they eat. They aren't particularly muscular, but when they form their pink lips into the shape of a cup to release their howls, their mouths are so wide they could fit your entire arm inside. As you listen to their shouts, you reach for your head. You feel a weird itch. Somehow you can't scratch it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, hi Golden. Hi, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. I'm in danger. Ha 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 ha. I'm in danger. Hide behind a boulder? Yeah, sure. We're already making bad decisions today. Save. Let's look behind the boulder. Yabba. The widest rawhide covers the grass like a blanket, surrounded by paw prints. The howlers don't wait for you to approach it. One of the larger ones jumps on the ground, leaning on its hands and challenging you with its gaze. It has rather blunt teeth. I don't know that I'm that intimidating looking. Hmm. Hmm. Why am I doing this? Do I know that they could be scared by something? I kind of want to try to scare them away. This may be a dumb, but I saved just before this, so if I got a quick load, I will. But I kind of want to try to scare them away. You're yards away from the closest tree. The howlers are climbing, swinging, browsing the leaves, and sticking bugs in the meadow. Only a few of them pay attention to you. You could start with an attack from a distance, but there's no way for you to take down an entire pack. Best you can hope for is scaring them off. Oh, that makes me rethink my thoughts. There's a lot of them. Throwing rocks ain't gonna do nothing. And I only have a couple crossbow bolts, I think. Yeah, I've only got 3. That's not gonna help me at all. Forget it. Can I just keep traveling? I can just keep traveling. She's a criminy. Maybe I just need to go back to Howler's Dell. I don't know that I'll get the White Marshes. I could potentially. I only have 6 hours. I can't remember where they said to go. I assumed it was this way. I think I'm just going in a big old circle, you know. I gotta run into a settlement eventually. I gotta, right? Maybe it's like right here and I'm just a dum-dum. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make another dumb decision. The lakeside is filled with the chirping of cicadas and crickets, as well as the roaring of beasts from the northern hills. Further down the road, you see tall yellow grasses interwoven with flowers and bumblebees, while the peaceful water shines just as much as the wings of dragonflies. This road is often traveled, and the clatter of hooves carries far. Thanks to the vast field of view, the creatures hiding in the meadows are unlikely to jump on an animal as large as Bobbert. In the distance, you see a palisade and a large building set in the side of the crossroad. Once you get closer, you hear a conversation from behind the wall. Two men are arguing about it. They really just heard a horse. Yeah, I need directions, please. Bobbert carries you towards the open gate on its own, welcoming an opportunity to rest by pushing out the air loudly through its nostrils. Nearby wooden pen won't offer much space for a horse, but it should be enough for grazing and a nap. So you dismount. Two men get up from the front stairs. Their clean-shaven faces reveal that they're in their early 20s. First one is taller than you, broad-shouldered and wears light brown pants and a darker jacket. Both of them made of leather. With an inviting smile, he gets up and moves to open the enclosure. His steps are heavy and slow, but every movement is marked with care, sure he won't knock anything down, or anyone. Second man looks as different from his colleague as the sun from the moon. He's unusually short and wears a heavy cloak made from black fur, so large it could cover his entire shell. He opens the door of the building, hides his hand, and peeks into the room. "Foggy!" His voice is shrill and unconcerned. "A messenger, come!" This seems a little too inviting, but oh well. Take off some of my bundles, let my horse rest. Hanging barrel sways in the wind, marking the place as an inn or a tavern. The building resembles a merchant's house from Hovlevan, whitewashed and with oiled, elegant wooden beams. Fragile walls are high enough to avoid floods and snow, but you have no doubt that a troll or even a pebbler could easily break through them. Palisade is short, hardly any support. No walkway for a crossbow man. Hardly enough even for a makeshift hamlet. It's the open harbor that makes you uneasy. Aside from the fish, any creature, aquatic or not, could just walk into the yard undisturbed. The path is covered with paw prints and claw marks. Better not leave Bobbert outside during the night. Black and white bird swoops into the water and flaps its wings and takes off with a silver twitching creature in its talons. Large man clears his throat. "And what do we have here? Coming from a far friend? And there are horses and howlers." Oh, he's not Irish. I gotcha. He's got it British because he's got a city one. "And what do we have here? Coming from a far friend? And there are now horses and howlers?" I still want Irish, man. "And what do we have here?" This is still Irish. What the hell am I doing? "And what do we have here? Coming from a far friend? Are there now horses and howlers?" His voice is stentorian, close to a shout. Vaguely recognize his accent as one found at the city harbor. Let's just be friendly. No, let's be funny. I like it when I'm funny. I laugh far, far away indeed. Can't see it from here. Puts his hand to his forehead and pretends to look out for something above the lake. "But I do see well enough. The city hides in your voice. A long way you had." Hear heavy footsteps. A woman shows up in the doorway and looks at you from the top of the stairs. She's even more towering and stout than her son, the man who just welcomed you, with a massive chest and a pear-shaped face with a prominent chin. Her movements are composed and confident. She may be older than 50, with a mixture of gray and dark blonde hair. She only has one arm, left one, notably muscular, and with a hand so large it could likely chop off Bobbert's head with a single strike, or crush yours like a berry. Though the slit of her robe, made of creamy warm fur, you spot her trunk-like legs. She runs her eyes over your blade, armor, and mount. Her lips form into something of a smile. It's sort of a scar that runs through her mouth. Tall guy looks a lot like her. He spreads his arms, forming a chain between you and her. "Meet Foggy, friend. Ma, the writer, has come to us from Havlavan. Such long way." His powerful voice turns timid as he keeps turning his head from left to right and back. "I bet you're hungry, aye?" The one looks at him with amusement, and glances at your palfrey. "If you're after food, I hope you know how to hunt. Land here is barren for us, but it's a feast for boars, squirrels, and sparrows." She vaguely stretches out her only hand. What brings you to Foggy Lake, love? You just stopping by? Her voice is hoarse, like that of a traveler who spent too many autumn nights in cold tents. Carries a hint of motherly concern. This is too good to be true. Close the animal pen behind me and head towards the stairs. You won't find another shelter in this part of the Dragonwoods, especially not in creeks. Oh, I went to freaking creeks. I wanted to go the White Marsh. Urgh. She scratches her broad chin with sausage-like fingers. You drink? Not really. I don't, but go ahead, I'll accompany you. She scoffs with a kind smile. I don't plan to get drunk either. It's your choice. Come, dear, share a story with me. I may have a snack to spare. Without waiting for your response, she walks inside. Tall man takes a deep breath. Go ahead. We'll take care of your horse. He encourages you with a gesture, and by that he means he won't do anything with it. That's the man in black fur. Whenever his screechy words follow the deep voices of his companions, he sounds like a brat. We won't be feeding or washing beasts that are going in a stew, but we'll keep an eye on it. They find new spots to rest, side of a boat and a stool near the palisade. I asked them if they have plans to join us. Large man chuckles. Don't have any guards. Need to stay sharp. No drinking, no leaving valued possessions behind. Nods at your horse. We'll feast in winter when we get a break from this place. Okay, fair enough. I nod and go up the stairs. Narrow segmented window shutters let in a lot of light without letting the beasts inside. The air is humid. There carries not a hint of putridity. The heels of Foggy's boots make her steps thunder even though the planks don't creak. Make yourself at home, she says without looking at you. Heading to the trap door in the corner. I'll just grab a little something. I'm suspicious. I'm so suspicious. Your ears catch on the screeches of hunt birds and the wind that leaks through the windows. But other than that, the room is quiet. Look where the ladder leads. You climb up the simple rope ladder and reach the attic. It smells like a haystack. Floor is covered with animal furs, bags, and clothes. Soul sitting in the corner, a bearded man in his 20s who has only a right hand. Unlike the tavern keeper, he has kept the rest of his arm. His sleepy eyes observe you without a word, and he greets you with a nod. He starts to put on his boots. Main hall. Room is crammed with stuff. A bear pelt on the ground would be a nice resting spot, but the place don't look like a real home. No chests, no cabinets for clothes, no toys or tools or simple crafts that would fill the time during rainy evenings. Living with so many windows in winter would be a struggle. One could clear this place in one morning and move all that's worth saving into a single wagon. Only things of exceptional value are the cauldron, made of pricey steel, and the hanging head of an insect-like monster. Its mandibles don't move. Dim eyes seem intact, and its armored head tells a long story of survival through scratches and cuts. Basement. Meager light hinders your view. Dozens of barrels, sacks, stone tools, bowls, and pieces of roasted fish or bird meat. Foggy notices you, but don't say nothing. Looks for something among a bunch of bottles. A couple more animal trophies placed on top of the barrels and leaning against the walls. Fangs, claws, monster heads, and lizard skin. Quite a collection. I sit at the table and wait for the keeper's return. Take a glance at the blood on the table, the scattered yellow feathers, and a bowl of guts and talons. Find yourself a clean stool. Foggy shows up soon, smiling, holding a plate with fruits and a cup squeezed among them, a bottle in her fingers, and a cloth under her shoulder. Puts everything on a stool and wipes the table clean. Forget the mess, just part of the job, she explained without a hint of apology. I'd rather dress birds in the yard, but the blood lures beasts. Sometimes the folks from creeks bring us meals, but we need to take care of ourselves. Throws the bloody cloth back in the bucket, making a splash, and sits down on the stool, making it look like it was made for a doll. She rests her elbow on the table and looks you in the eyes. Her voice is warm, yet intrusive. So who am I dealing with? I introduce myself. Bottle removes its seal seemingly by itself. The wax floats in the air briefly, then lands on the table gently. Without a word, she pours a thick liquid into a cup with her only hand. Doesn't offer you any snacks just yet. And I feel like that's a good place to stop, where she didn't immediately kill me for snooping around, so I'm gonna save. Because it's 10 o'clock, and I said I was only gonna go for 2 hours, and I'm not backing down on my word. So yeah, we're gonna call it quits here today, folks. Is there... I saved there, but is there a way to save? I should have went in here and did setting stuff, but I didn't. Save. Let's save here. Yeah. Return. Blah, 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 blah. Settings. We just saved. Yas. Okay. Main menu. Yes, I want to turn the main menu I just saved. There we go. Oh boy. That was a lot of talking. That was a lot. But we got more of the story. More stuff has been heard. I learned a little bit more about Asterion. And I got super lost. I was like, I'm gonna get the White Marshes. And then I went literally everywhere except White Marshes. That was the... I had one goal and I did not go there. Ugh. Oh well, you know, maybe next time. In another 2 months, we finally surprise play this game again. We'll finally get the White Marshes. Who the heck knows? I sure don't. I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here, wardening the road. That's what I'm doing. But anyway, we are going to have to quit. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over to my end screen. Oh, I love the music so much. There we go. And while I look for someone for us to raid, for those of you who like to participate in the raid message, there it is. Feel free to copy paste. And let's see who's on. Ding, bing, ding, ding. Juby's on playing Marvel Rivals. Dre's on. We might go over Dre. I don't know how long. Dre's been playing for a while. If Dre is not quitting, we'll raid Dre. And if Dre is quitting, we'll go raid Juby. That sounds fun. Search. Dragonia. I was playing, dang it, what's V-Rising with Dre the other day, actually. Where the heck is he? I cannot find Dre for the life of me on here. There we go. Yeah, Dre's still playing V-Rising, which I was playing with Dre on Saturday evening, and I'll be playing again with Dre sometime this week, either Wednesday or again this Saturday evening. We'll see. But yeah, Dre's on, so let's go raid Dre. Let's go send the love Dre's way. And you guys better do too. Send Dre lots of love. There we go. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been a blast. I had a lot of reading. My throat's sore. I gotta go get some tea. But this game is fun. It is fun. It's just hard to fit into my schedule regularly. That's why it's surprise stream only. But we'll do more in the future. One day, maybe when I'm old and gray, we'll finally get to this game. But we'll do it. We'll do it eventually. But in the meantime, yeah, that's all for today, folks. We'll be back on Thursday with more Fallout 1 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again on Saturday for more Dragon's Age Origins at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For more information about when I go live and all that, you can follow me here. Follow me on Blue Sky. And if you want to watch my full-length VODs of Join My Journey from the beginning, you can do that on my YouTube, which is also in a little about me below. And like kind of everywhere else. You can find stuff. It's around. You know what you're doing. But yeah. Send a love on to Dre. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again later. That's all I've got. So, bye-bye.